My goodness, look at that. So for those of you guys who have seen my shoe collection video, I mentioned in that video that I need a new pair of low top white sneakers because my current ones look like this. It's just very gross, you know, it's torn, it's been heavily loved, and I just needed a new pair. Look at the heel on that. So I asked you guys for some recommendations, and a lot of you guys recommended Oliver Cabell, which is what we have today. And what really stuck out about this brand is how transparent they were with everything about where things were sourced and the pricing of each part of the shoe. Plus, it was like a fraction of the cost of some of the bigger names. So I'm super excited. Whew. Here's a little close-up. Let's take this out. It's got the little detailing over here and just looks very clean and classic. It's like a freaking glove. I'll lace these up later. Damn, do you like them? Hi. So obviously I can't give you guys a full review yet, but first impressions, they feel really, really nice. And I've seen a ton of other people rave about them on YouTube, so you guys can check out their videos. But if you guys want to check out these shoes, I'm going to leave an affiliate link down below so you guys can check them out, support the channel, help Jasper get some nice yummy treats. It's a win-win situation. Anyways, right now I got to go eat some breakfast because I am starving.
Oil splasherama.
I told you! Ooh, Chef Lee in the house.
Can you stop being such a hoe? Jesus.
Sorry.
Love those hot beans, hey?
Hot, fresh from the can.
Did you like put that can in boiling water first? Is that how you do it?
Yeah. No, actually I stuck it in the microwave. We got some microwaved potatoes, finished with salt and olive oil, you know. Some eggs, some beans. How are the cold baked beans?
I haven't had them yet.
The eggs warm them up. The toast is warm. The potatoes are warm. So you know.
The beans are lukewarm.
Alright, so I asked you guys on Instagram to leave me some questions about life because, you know, does anyone really know what's going on right now? No, so let's just all wallow in our own confusion. First question, do you think about the future often? Where do you picture yourself when you're 40? You know, I obviously set, you know, short-term and long-term goals, but I don't really set like very concrete just because I know that shit happens and things change drastically. So no, I don't really bother with super long-term goals. I know that I'll be making businesses, making money, and just doing some good in the world, hopefully. At what age did you decide minimalism was the best way for you to live? For those of you guys who have seen my previous video where I talked about why I initially got into minimalism, long story short, I grew up quite poor in a typical first-generation immigrant household. And you know, obviously like growing up Asian, you get bullied a lot, especially when you're less affluent, about being cheap, being poor. That's kind of like the stereotype. So when I started making a little bit of money in high school through part-time work, I put a lot of money into designer items, expensive jeans, colognes, etc. just because I wanted to really distance myself from that cheap Asian stereotype. And the more I grew up, the more I realized that like none of this shit actually really matters. So that's when I really got into minimalism in a sense as a lifestyle. What do you recommend when you're in a slump? So that's a little bit of a tricky question just because I don't know what you are slumping about, but I know for myself when I'm in a slump, I really like to focus on a lot of the little things like getting a good night's rest, keeping hydrated, moving around, getting some sweat, focusing on your nutrition. And although that might not directly influence, you know, helping your slump, at least you take care of like the tertiary things around you, because if that goes to shit, then it's just gonna make your slump even worse. So just try to focus on the little things until you personally figure out how to focus on the big thing, if that kind of makes sense. Next question is, how often do you work out? So I move around every single day. I walk Jasper every single day. We go for nice long walks. But when it comes to actual working out in the gym, I go 5 days a week. Speaking of working out, that is what I have to do now. So let's go to the gym. All right, Jasper, going to the gym. Fist bump. Fist bump. Jasper, fist bump. Thank you. All right, bye, buddy. Oh, yeah.
Propane is for the boiler of the espresso machine.
Oh, gotcha.
As well as this is just for hand washing.
Cool.
Pre-infusion where you like just kind of like there's just water sitting on the group
Yeah.
and it like soaks the whole cup.
Cool.
And then you pressurize it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers, you guys.
Have a good day. Delicious. Hi, buddy. Hello. Come here. Jasp. Hi. Big smile. Can you show me a smile? Hey, smile. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you speak English? Let's go for a walk. Jasper, let's go for a walk. Let's go. What the hell? Let's go. Yeah. Look who it is. How's it going, man? Man, it has been such a long day. Got a little workout in, got some food, ate by the ocean, and you know, it was just a solid day. But now I'm gonna end off the day by answering more of your questions because you guys asked quite a bit. Starting off with, what scares you the most? You know, I think the whole point of me making YouTube videos is, you know, obviously sharing the whole be less shitty brand, which is just, I don't know, encouraging people to do a little something either for themselves, for the environment, whatever, to be a little bit less shitty. So hopefully I can make somewhat of a change, even though it's a small change. And I think a big fear of mine would be, you know, not doing that or leaving this earth, you know, the same or worse, you know, than how I've entered it. Obviously, there's a lot of things I can't control, but I just want to do what I can to make this earth a little bit less shitty. How do you push yourself on days where you have no motivation? So I've mentioned this quite a bit of times before, but the difference between motivation and discipline, there are some things where you know you have to do, so you just have to do it because you are disciplined and it's out of habit. But in my previous video talking about, you know, if you haven't been feeling the most productive right now, to just not worry about it. There are so many things going on that is outside of our control now. So if you're not feeling the 100% most productive right now, don't worry too much about it. You know, take care of the little things that you have control over, but you know, it is what it is. What mindset do you wish you were in at 15 years old? I wish I stopped giving a fuck about what other people thought about me, because that was a big part of my life. I honestly feel like how other people viewed me was my main motivator and driver for life, especially like middle school, high school. Like, I just cared so much about what other people thought of me that, yeah, I just did just stupid and dumb shit, and I would say shit that I didn't mean just because, you know, I wanted to sound cool or whatever, and it was just stupid. Kids are stupid, man. Kids are so stupid. Did you go straight into work after college, or did you take some time to decide? Yeah, interesting question. For those of you guys that don't know, I studied kinesiology, majored in sport performance, and during that time, I was making YouTube videos regarding fitness, health, and wellness. So I kind of like really built up that back end. So by the time I was ready to graduate, I was able to launch my online coaching program like right away. And because I had, I don't know, like 5,000 subscribers at that time who, you know, at least some of them were interested in online coaching, I was able to go into online coaching right away. So I did online coaching and then also went into in-person coaching and did that. So I didn't really have a break after university. And whether I would recommend it, it really depends what you want to do. If you're sure and you know what you want to do, yeah, go full force. But if you're not sure, you know, I don't know, it depends on your financial situations, whether you want to get experience, whether you want to travel for a bit. Is there anyone special in your life besides Jasper? Yes. Does life get better? I am genuinely tired. That made me really sad. Life does get better. I don't know if it's necessarily the shit that happens to you. I wouldn't say it necessarily gets easier, but I would say you have better coping mechanisms and you know how to delegate things. So you have better tactics to deal with the shit that comes your way. But shit's always gonna happen. That's a part of life. But yeah, it does feel like it is getting better or it is getting easier because you are more mature, you are more well-versed. So yeah, it does get better. All right, so I think this one's gonna be the final question. Any shareable life lessons that you learned from failures, if any? You know, I wouldn't necessarily call them failures, but you know, when I first started my business, I essentially wanted to do everything from digital marketing, from the photo and video assets to website to SEO to social media marketing to email campaigns, and I wanted to do everything. I wanted to outsource things and get the right people. And I was like spreading myself so thin and hiring more people and like eventually getting a space, etc. Just because, you know, that's kind of what everyone expects you to do. You have to grow your business, get a bigger office, get more people, get bigger clients, etc. And that's not what I wanted. I knew that I didn't want to grow something into a big agency. I want to keep it very niche and very artisanal and very like one-on-one with my clients. And essentially I was just growing it at that rate just because that's what I thought I needed to do. And I said, fuck it, this is not what I want. So I completely like leaned out the business and really focused on photo and video assets. And I think that's something we can all like take away from, is that you don't need to do anything because that's the expectation from other people. As long as you know what you want, stick with it. Trust me on this, just go with your gut feeling. All right, so I think I'm just gonna end the video off here. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and remember to be less shitty. Thanks, guys.